It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear word.
Everybody comes in your grandmother year. Everybody comes in your grandmother year.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
And Cornpop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did. And back in those days, you show how things have changed. One of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off. Well, he came off, and he said, I'll meet you outside. My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, I'll be waiting for you. He was waiting for 3 guys in straight razors. Not a joke. There was a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, what am I going to do? He said, come down here in the basement where where all the pool filter is. You know the chain, there used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up, he said, you walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. I said, you kidding me? He said, no, if you don't come back. And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car. And they had, those days, you used to remember the straight razor. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, first of all, I said, when I tell you get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you Esther Williams. I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work. He said, you apologize to me? I said, I apologize for that, not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said. He said, okay, close the straight razor, and my heart began to beat again.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. There is a bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble. They have.
I liked beer. I still like beer. But I did not drink beer to the point of blacking out.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
Everybody comes in your grandmother year. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your... They're coming all over the place.
They felt pretty comfortable after day 2.
They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. They
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
They felt pretty comfortable after day 2.
They're coming all over the place. They're coming all over the place. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother. They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. They're coming all over the place. Everybody comes in, your grandmother. They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. They're coming all over the place. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your...
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installation of Above It All, folks. So I'm still drinking my Covfefe. Please bear the fuck with me. I have breaking news. What do I do? What do I do about this? What is the necessary step here? Oh, my beautiful, look at this doggy. Look at the motherfucking doggy. Max. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna fucking cry. Max, you're gonna make me cry. I love him so much. Alright, my hand is like unusually damp. Anyway, hopefully everyone is, I'm touching the microphone, please hold. Hopefully everyone's having a good morning. I'm having a good morning. My morning is good. And, that's it. That's the story. So thank you for watching, folks. Anyway, let me say hello to the chat room. Hello, Rielan. Hello, Aunt Tifa. Hello, Abner. Hello, Cloud. Hello, Dusty Scarlet. Hello, Bub. Hello, Mr. Freak Glitcher. Hello, Claudia. Hello, Joshen. Hello, Kalida. Hello, Patty. Hello, Sharif. Hello, Guinea. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Other Bob. Hello, Not Me. Hello, Tim. What's up? That's me. Alright, folks. So, today is going to be in the same vein as yesterday. I'm probably not going to be getting to any adjacent news. So we'll, just bear with me, man. If y'all want to go watch what's going on in the rest of the world, you go watch other fucking shows. Right, Max? See, he knows. He knows. He knows. Look at this. Look at that. He knows. Right? So if you want to know anything about like what's going on in fucking Wichita, go watch another fucking show. That's all I can tell you. But right now there's some major stuff going on in my town. And as a result, I'm going to be covering basically exclusively that until I have a reason not to be exclusively that. And then once that's the case, you know, we'll see. Look at this dog. Look what he's done to my hand. I don't know if it's visible, but it's glistening. If you look at it in a certain direction, it's glistening. My hand is glistening. Look at this. Yo, I swear. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. It's probably not just me. But I'm gonna cry. Like, look at him. Are you looking at this dog? Like, he's just sitting there behind me. Like, he's never done this before. Where he's, like, sitting there and staring at me the whole time. Like, here, okay, so for those of you that don't know, my setup for the show is I have, like, the webcam here, and then I have me right here. Like, the camera feed is right here. So the webcam here, me right here. Right? So, like, that way if I'm looking at the camera, I can see if, like, anything you know, like, I like to, I'm a narcissist, right? And so I'm looking at the camera, and I see that goddamn dog. Now he's biting himself. Maxie! Ah! But anyway, but yeah, we had some information come out yesterday that I'm going to go through over the course of today's episode. Yeah, but the sheriff's fucked. No, the sheriff is fucked, and it's not in the good dick way. Let me just tell you, this guy is not going to have a good time. There is a reason this motherfucker is afraid to come outside without like a fucking military police escort, which is still crazy to me. You know, I'll get into this later, but apparently Sheriff Tommy Wooten like did like some press conference with like a church or something, and in order to go to that press conference, he like was marched out like with like fucking like riot cops surrounding him, and like no one was there. Like it's not like no one was there at the time. But like, you know, a couple people were there that like got photos and stuff, but like it wasn't like, you know, there were hundreds of people at that point in time. It was just like a couple people. But it's just like these people are like so overly dramatic. Right, you saw some of the people in the city council yesterday. They were like, I'm afraid to go outside without a police escort. Right, and it's just extremely funny. I don't know, man. And then they have these fucking like I'm like the fucking like these cops, man. Like they're just so, they look like cartoon characters. Like I'm gonna like be 100% right now. The cops that are occupying my city right now are cartoon characters. Like they've got like the fucking World War I like fucking helmet. They've got like the fucking like, you know, the straps and the vests and the fucking, they've got like several guns strapped to their thighs and their knees and their fucking waist. Like they look like cartoon characters. Like they literally, like if you were to like watch a cartoon and then like they would make a caricature of like what a fucking a man with a small penis would look like, right? That's what they look like. They just like, they look like sheer fucking cringe embodied, and it's just, it's really awful to watch. And embarrassing, honestly. But you know what I mean? People act like it's a recreation of The Purge. Yeah, like, seriously. Like, bro, what are you doing? There's like 100 people here. Like, it's so embarrassing. Honestly, it's so embarrassing. It's not good, folks. It's not good. But I've got a couple articles here. Apparently, there's some protests for Andrew Brown in Raleigh that I am just now aware of. That this was posted yesterday. So apparently there was some stuff that happened in Raleigh yesterday, protest-wise. And so I'm going to get into that too. And that kind of stuff. Is Rielon here? Rielon was here at the start of the stream. Don't forget the glasses smudge. Thank you. Thank you. My glasses have been really smudged lately. Oh, God. You know, like that thing where, like, you know, you can't really see that they're smudged, and then the worst possible thing happens. You take them off, and you realize this is what I've been looking at the whole time, right? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. So, anyway, hopefully everyone's having a good time. I mean, look at this dog. I seriously, like, what am I supposed to do about this? Like, something needs to be done. right? We can't just let this dog just exist in this fashion, right? Like, we can't just, like, you know, like, what do? We have to intervene. And in some capacity, there has to be some sort of intervention here. What the fuck do I do about this goddamn dog? He's just so amazing. Yo, this dog has been, like, glued to me. Because I've been, like, not at the house for a majority of the day. Like, I do the show, and then I, like... Right now, I'm doing the show and doing laundry at the same time. So after the show, I'm going to switch my laundry to the dryer. And then once that's done, I'm out of here. So... But, like, Max has not been around me. Like, he's actually, like, besides the time I went to New Jersey, which was, like, all continuously, you know, he's not had this much time without me in a while. So he's been very... Oh my god, look at him. He knows I'm talking about him too. Look. Look, he's looking right at the camera. He knows what's up. That's the camera, Max. That's you. Did you know that? That's you. He's coming up, folks. Max is here. Hello, buddy. Hey. Hey, bud. You don't have to go on that side of me. Oh, maybe you do. Oh. I love this dog. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna fucking cry. Oh my god. You smell like dog, Max. Oh. Do you really? Oh. This dog's about to go into crazy mode. Just watch this. Just wait for it. Man, this motherfucker's shedding like a fucking asshole. Holy crap. Oh, he's crazy. He's crazy. He's out of control. He's out of control. Max, you're shedding. Are you nervous? Is it because I've been gone? Is that possible? He's never shed before. Is it because I've been gone? Max, I love you. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna fucking cry if he's shedding because I've been leaving the house more. Maxie, why? Why? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. He's molting his winter coat, summer fur. I've never had a dog before. I didn't know that it's that time of the... Okay, I had no idea. This is my first dog. Alright, Proto. Thank you for saying that and then, like, saying it again, but then giving me money. Proto, $2. Looking good today. Cyber, nice shirt. Really stylish. Thank you very much. I knew he would say he sneezes when he's excited. Look at this dog. I'm sorry that if you're watching this show for news, I mean, I apologize, but this is the only time I get to play with my dog because I leave the house after, so. Doggy, look at him. Look at him. He's crazy. He's out of control. I'm going to need to call animal control. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. Look up. Look at that. Look at that. He's dragging himself all. Oh, my Lord. Oh. CJ Fernandez, $5. At work eating a fried Spam. Sorry, Andrea. Sandwich for breakfast. Ready to hear Andrea's latest fight for justice. Cheers. Well, now that you've told me that you're a meat-eating slime ball, I'm afraid the stream is over. So, sorry, everyone. I got triggered. Maxie! Hello! He's happy. Look at him. He's happy. All right, enough about that dog. I'll try my best anyway. Enough about that goddamn dog. Alright, so what I want to do first is... I guess today what I'll do first is I'll do the, like, Twitter recap segment first. And then we'll read some news articles about the subject, and we'll go from there. So, let's cue that up. I have to cue this up. So, you know, hold the phone, folks. Hold the phone. I know. This is a very professional stream, right? Very professional stream. I hope you haven't been feeding Max sandwiches under the guise of, I didn't know he's my first dog. Feeding Max sandwiches. I don't even eat sandwiches. I feed Max only dog food, but sometimes, don't look at me, I'll give him some crust for my bread. Sometimes. So yeah, yesterday I was going to try to do all of my posts in a thread, but like that kept glitching, so I gave up on that. But you know, trying my best out here, so. All right. Okay. Yes, I would like to announce everyone that David Feldman has requested my appearance on his program. It is not just one long thread. It was originally going to be, Jeffrey, my post on Twitter, but then like the thread broke at one point, and then it was over. So, at that point, then I was just like, fuck it. Whatever. Packed my vape last night for the stream this morning. Real pleased with myself. Hell yeah, there you go. Yo, I was originally going to take a tolerance break. And so, that ended up not happening because I was smoking weed yesterday. So I am officially no longer taking a tolerance break. And I'll probably smoke weed again today. So that's going to be, what I'm doing. Did I say David Feldman? That is correct, to my understanding. I've been contacted. I've been reached out. I have been sequestered. I've been requested. I've been sequestered. I've been subpoenaed. They're coming after me, folks. And it's not good. Wow. You're lucky your chat is so funny that you can fucking... Yes, it's all the chat's fault. You're trying to quit cigs? Yeah, fuck cigarettes, man. Weed is way cooler than cigarettes. And it smells better. Like, some people at the protests are smoking cigarettes in the crowd, and it's like, right? Like, it's like, hey, all the power to you. Like, I'm not going to say anything, but it's like, right? And then, like, someone's smoking weed, and it's like, oh, hell yeah. What's going on there? All right. Whew, wow. He does have an 8 hours of show to fill out. That is, yeah, his shows are really long. I gotta catch up. If David Feldman is capable of doing 8-hour shows, I mean, what the hell is my excuse, right? I used to smoke cigarettes. Sometimes I miss it, but mostly not. Yeah. I have never been interested in cigarettes. I'm just gonna be honest. Am I going to talk about the protest? No, choking on ashes. I'm not going to talk about the protest. In fact, the title of this stream might be Protest Recap. But, I don't really feel like it, so I'm just joking. I'm about to. Yo, Jeffrey, you got to get Big Ben Burgess onto my show. I've read one of his books. I have criticisms and critiques. I'm not gonna get into an argument with Ben Burgess because he's not he's a little bit too logical. I don't want to offend anybody. I'll mention you as a really nice guy. I bet he seems like a nice guy. Anyway, I smoked a pack of cigarettes just to say I didn't get addicted to them, but they were super addicting, and it was. Okay, hold up. Hold the phone. Folks. Hold the phone. Okay. This is a chat message from Shuryev. This is legendary. I smoked a pack of cigarettes just to say I didn't get addicted to them, but they were super addicting, and it was extremely stupid. That is so funny. That is so funny. I don't know what I would disagree with Ben Burgess on. I just know that if I did, I don't know if I would want to debate him. I don't know. I am a very unserious debater. Like, it's hard for me to debate people. I don't know. Like, there comes a point in a debate where it's like, I just start, like, I don't know, laughing at people. And I guess maybe I've never debated someone I agree with on most things. That's possible. I usually only debate people that I think are human garbage. So, that might explain that. But yeah, I'll debate anybody. Anyway, enough about this chat shite. You know, there's actually news to cover here. I'm half an hour into the goddamn motherfucking show. Half an hour into the goddamn motherfucking show, and I haven't even covered anything. This is ridiculous. I've only covered my goddamn dog, who's no longer there. He's just on the floor now. I would love... Sugar is a good... I would love to debate anyone on Sugar. I'll debate anyone on Glenn Greenwald too. As far as I'm concerned, if you're defending Glenn Greenwald in any capacity, I mean, let's be honest, you might not have that many trans people in your life. Like, let's be honest. Like, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing that. It's a retweet. It's an opinion of somebody. It's not mine. You know, it's just
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position. You're not like.
Anyway, so I would like to recapture my experience at the protests in Elizabeth City yesterday. And so I left the house around, I want to say 2-ish p.m. And so when I left the house, I traveled to the Mick-Ass Donald's, which is known for, 1, stealing money from the people that live in the city. 2, killing people. If you eat at McDonald's, you are killing yourself. That is factual. I apologize if that offends you. And then 3, like, it's McDonald's. Like, Jesus Christ. If you're gonna get fast food, like, my God. Like, that's dumpster sludge, bottom of the barrel bullshit. Anyway, so that's my opinion on McDonald's. So there's a bunch of police cars. There's this like unmarked like truck here, right? That's like super big and super scary, and it kept like driving around like really close to people. Freaked me out a little bit. And then they had all this bullshit. And then so there's the McDonald's, and I am traveling at the time of this photograph. I am traveling toward the McDonald's. Except when I took this photograph, I was not there yet. But in the next photograph, you'll see that I was there. And so I arrive at this intersection, and so there's a dog there, very nice dog. Speaking of very nice dogs, hey buddy, I gotta bring Max to one of these. Except I wouldn't, because Max is too unstable. Right, Max? You're unstable. You're crazy. Anyway, so yeah, basically, the idea here is we've got like basically one main road in our town of commerce. And what I mean by that is like we're talking about like chain restaurants. Now there's a lot of like locally owned businesses in downtown Elizabeth City, but like this is like the main road where you got like the McDonald's, the Burger King, the Wendy's, right? This is like Heart Attack Avenue, motherfucker. You drive down this shit and you will die of diabetes by the time you get to the end of the road. And I'm not even joking, man. Like, this shit is crazy, right? And again, all these corporations, right? They're not locally owned businesses. The money that you spend at McDonald's isn't going back into Elizabeth City. It's going to fucking shit fuck motherfuck in some rich kids' fucking pockets, right? And so this is something that I wanted to talk on right now. That, you know, during later parts of the protest, we are actually constructing a list of all businesses that support the protests, and we are going to try to boycott all the businesses that do not support the protests in Elizabeth City. And so we had a couple of local business owners at the protests, and so we're constructing a list of who to support, who not to support, who to spend money on, who not to spend money on, and that kind of stuff. And so I wanted to throw that out there. And so anyway, so we shut down McDonald's. Everyone at McDonald's that was working there left. And so rip. Sorry about your luck, buddy. But yeah, so that's basically what we're doing. Around this point, there was some like, like this is basically early in the day. This is this big truck I mentioned earlier. Like, again, it was just kind of like, driving really close to people. It was like really strange. It was like, I don't know, man. It was like really weird. And I don't like that kind of shit. So anyway, so around this time, we basically meet at the intersection on the main road. And then we travel toward City Hall because they're planning yet another emergency session. And, newsflash, spoiler alert, the emergency session provided nothing. They provided absolutely nothing. So, but, so we're going there. They got police. The police presence, I would say, was probably less than Thursday. Yesterday was Friday. Today is Saturday. So I would say Thursday probably had more police presence than yesterday, at least that I saw. So I'm just throwing that out there. It's possible that they just, took a day off because they're tired, or it's possible that they realized that there's no violence going on in these protests. That's all very possible. And so, but anyway, so they still had their little barricades. They had their little, whatever the fuck that is, there's something going on. Who cares? And so, here I am. We're just waiting outside of the City Hall. And that's the City Hall building. I was staring at it for a while. I just want to say, I love the arches here. They're just so very interesting. Anyway, so after that, then basically they come out and they tell us nothing's happening. So, we do a little demonstration, and we basically, there's a bunch of news cameras here. So a bunch of people get in front and basically say how what the city council is advocating for is not good enough. Now I want to also point out that the city council in Elizabeth City, has two interesting, segments, and so all of the white council members did not show up to the city council meeting, and instead, to my understanding, were shit-talking about protests on Facebook and getting into boomer circle jerks on Facebook. And now, again, this isn't just some of the white city council members. It is every single white city council member boycotted the emergency session and just talked about how, the rioters and looters are an angry mob and they're evil on Facebook. So, just throwing that out there. It's no good, folks. So, basically, after the city council basically decides that they're not going to do anything whatsoever. And so I want to be very clear. They did start the process and the procedure to release the body camera footage in a legal fashion. They have the court order, the injunction, whatever the fuck that shit is. And so they are going about the technical legal process, right? So I do want to say that is what they are doing. And so, yes, is that a good thing? Absolutely. Should they be more transparent? Of course, right? Should the city council people be marching with us? Absolutely. Should the city council people be going home and talking about how the angry mob is occupying the city and how they're stopping kids from getting to soccer practice? No, right? And so that's what I want from the city council. I want the city council to be leaders, and I want them to be, directing the movement in a good fashion. But they are just kind of getting their press conferences. Some of them are kind of lingering in the crowds, but most of them are just kind of, chillaxing. I haven't seen many of them, but I've seen some of them in the crowds at some point, so I just want to throw that out there. And so not all city council members, right? But, a good chunk of them. So at this point, we march down to the waterfront. And for those of you that don't know, we have a waterfront, right? And it's really nice and it's beautiful. So we march down to the waterfront, and we do a little ceremony. I'm not a religious person, right? I would even go as far as to say I do not like religion in any capacity whatsoever. But they did a little prayer thing, and they did a balloon release. Now again, I disagree with balloon releases on the environmental impact, but hey, it's a nice symbolic gesture, and I appreciated it, and I was there for it. I didn't film any of it because I just didn't film any of it. But anyway, So after that, what we did is the waterfront is right next to this bridge, and this is the bridge that connects the neighboring area with our area, which, to my understanding, is where some of the police officers, the deputies, came over. To my understanding. Now, that's my understanding. Again, the details seem to be changing as time goes on. The first day they said Andrew was, they were trying to execute a search warrant. Then they leveled it up to an arrest warrant. Then they said it was a search warrant and an arrest warrant. Now it's only an arrest warrant, right? So they're changing the story all the time. But either way, so we shut down the bridge. And for those of you that don't know, the only other method of getting, from our place to what's on the other side of the bridge requires a 30-minute detour, right? So a bunch of boomers on Facebook, not happy about that. They were not satisfied with that, in any capacity. And so that was very entertaining. And so this was my favorite part. And in fact, I used this for the thumbnail today. There was a doggy that had no justice, no treats, thing on them. And this doggy, started to get a little bit uppity, I will say. And I'm a friend to all dogs. But they started barking as soon as someone brought out a loudspeaker and a microphone. Just the signal and the audio frequencies, the dog did not get along with it, so they started barking, and then unfortunately the owner had to leave. And that's why I don't bring dogs to protests. Like, they're cute, they're adorable. I love the dog. I wanted to hug that dog. But at the same time, bringing dogs to protests, it's just not something I would do personally. Especially, with that guy. Look at that guy. You see this guy? Look at that guy, man. I'm not bringing that dog to a protest. I love that dog. If something happened to Max, like if cops started getting out and shooting people, and something happened to Max, or if I if I lost Max, or I would kill myself. I would jump. I would literally, right? You see how this is a bridge, right? This is why I was so close to the bridge, because if I would have lost Max, I would have just jumped off the bridge, right? So I just throwing that out there. Now again, I'm not trying to shit talk anyone for bringing their dog, but I'm just saying, like, it's probably not the best idea. So we occupied the bridge for about what seemed like about an hour. And people were, we had a loudspeaker system. People were getting up, and people were, telling their stories, how they knew Andrew Brown, and, that kind of scenario, and, that kind of stuff. And basically just trying to strategize and hype people up and try to say that, we are the ones that are in control of this city. It is not the police, and it is certainly not state police or anyone else that wants to come into the city and pretend that they have authority over us. And at this point was where I learned, because at this point, this is where I learned that apparently Governor Roy Cooper has announced that he is supportive of releasing the body camera footage. Now, again, I don't really know what the governor's powers are, but last time I checked, he's the governor. So, I feel like he has some power here in any capacity to possibly, get that shit out there. But, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And I'll go into more of that later. And so we, from the bridge, start marching through downtown. And so we just kind of march through downtown and just kind of zigzag throughout the entire city. And we then at that point, again, block the main road of commerce, again, where all these chain restaurants are. And so around this point, I go home because I needed to use the bathroom and I was really hungry. And, I don't want to dox myself, but my house is somewhat, kind of, not really, you don't know where I live, close to this location. Just kidding, it's not actually. But so I decided to, get someone to drive me home in some capacity because my house is nowhere close to this location. But either way, so I go home for a bathroom break. And so I come back out. And so from my understanding, they occupied this city for about what looks like an hour to 2 hours. And so I went home, I used the bathroom, I ate some dinner. I made some pasta, man. I made some delicious pasta. Some nutritious, beautiful carbohydrates to fuel me for the rest of the night. And then as I was, being driven back into town, because I live 40 minutes away from Elizabeth City. I am nowhere near this location. I do not live anywhere close to here, right? So, don't go looking for me or anything. But, so after I arrived back at the scene, they just so happened, right, to be marching backwards, right, back into the city. And so I managed to catch up with them. And then so we marched all the way down to the sheriff's office. And that was pretty interesting. It was getting dark, and of course the sheriff was not there. And so then at that point we organized and planned for what will be day 4, and that is today. And I will not be telling you what day 4 is, and so you'll have to wait. You'll have to wait and find out, right? Because I don't know who's watching this goddamn stream, right? So that's basically my experience at the protest. I think it was pretty good. You can definitely feel that the cops are being worn down. You can definitely feel that a lot of the major businesses are getting uppity and cringy. But again, we also have some local businesses that are supporting us, and so I think that one of the best possible methods of protesting is to boycott certain businesses. And if a business owner is going on Facebook talking about how black people are running through the streets, stealing things and boarding up their windows, chances are I'm not going to want to spend money on them. I'm not going to want to give them money. I'm not going to want to support them, and no one else should as well. But when you've got businesses, there are also businesses bringing out water, bringing out snacks, food, like actual, like genuine food, like not just like, snacks, but like actual food. Now, again, this food was meat-based, so I have heavily disagreement with that. It was also, with white bread, heavy disagreement on white bread and meat, but hey, that's just me. I'm not going to eat that shit. But either way, so there were a lot of local businesses supporting us and bringing us resources, water, anything that we would need. And so we're going to try to organize a list of businesses to boycott and a list of businesses to support. And so once we do have an actual list that I can actually find, I would be glad to share that as well. And so throwing that out there. But yeah, that was my experience, and so if anyone has any questions, feel free to let me know, and I'll be out there again today, and I'm looking forward to being out there again today. And we've got some pretty interesting plans for the protests today, and so I will keep y'all updated. And if you want to follow this stuff live, you can follow me on Twitter, and that will be linked in the description, and that is all. That is it. That's everything. The show's over. I'm just kidding. Oh, Lord have motherfucking mercy. Lord have motherfucking mercy. Oh, Lord. Yeah, also, I just want to say, go watch Good Morning Comrade. They stream before my show. I was on their show yesterday. I might pop back on tomorrow. I was going to today, but I woke up late because, I was up late and, I gotta sleep, bitch, right? So I might, if I can, get on tomorrow. But either way, that's a good stream to check out, for sure. And then, again, you're supporting the stream. You're supporting the ecoverse or some shit. I don't know what the fuck. Ecosystem. Something's going on, yeah. So, go subscribe to Jeffrey, except don't subscribe to Jeffrey, because that's not where they stream. They stream on another account, right? They fuck you over with that all the time. But, yeah, so. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have motherfucking mercy. Okay. Lord have motherfucking mercy. Lord have motherfucking mercy, man. Oh. I just want to say, I've discovered Facebook. Like the other day I've discovered Facebook, and let me just tell you, man, why have people not told me about Facebook until I discovered it myself? Like, seriously, like, Facebook is a boomer paradise. Like, I just went to go check it, and boomers out the wazoo, like, they're just coming. Like, I don't even know. I'm just not even. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I love them. I love them. God bless the boomers, folks. God bless the goddamn boomers, man. Yo, Glenn Greenwald, this is the thing, there's so much shit. Like, one of these days, I'm gonna do, like, an extended hour and just, like, go in on that Glenn Greenwald, Glenn Beck show interview, right? Whatever. Like, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. Maybe, like, that is, like, I have to fucking comment on that in some capacity, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of a teaser. What the fuck is going on with that motherfucker? Are people still thinking that Glenn Greenwald is a leftist, or even like just a centrist? The guy's a right winger. Like, the guy is a fucking, at this point, the conversation is he right wing or far right wing? That's the conversation here. It's not, is this guy leftist or centrist, or is this guy leftist or anti? No. Is this guy a fucking far right wing fascist, or just a right-wing conservative? Those are the only options as far as I'm concerned. If you're going on Glenn Beck's motherfucking show and you make Glenn Beck look like the normal person, because that's what he did. He made Glenn Beck look like the normal person. Glenn motherfucking Greenwald went on Glenn Beck's show, and Glenn Beck was the one who looked more stable, right? So it's like, what on God's green motherfucking earth is going on with that fucking shit, man? Like, seriously. So I'm just throwing that out there. I had to comment on that one, and I can't wait to do a deep dive on some of the clips that were posted on that one, because Jesus motherfucking goddamn Christ, that is just such a nightmarish situation. So again, if you're very interested in my opinion on that, like, hold on, I got you. That is going to be discussed at some point, right? So just throwing that out there. But fucking fuck. Yeah, I have no idea what that is, Cloud, and I am not associated with it whatsoever. I have never used Facebook before in my entire life. And so, anything about that, not me, buddy. Alright, so we're going to get into some other news. We got some news that is, some other news. We got some more details being released. And, that kind of stuff. So, I've got a couple articles here. Alright, let's talk about Cooper. Old Coop. Coopy Coop. Alright. So, Governor Roy Cooper, who is a Democratic governor for North Carolina, right? That's right. So, I'm gonna tell you a wild story. So, this dumb state voted for Donald Trump in the 2020 election and the 2016 election, and also voted for a Democrat named Roy Cooper at the same time. Like, I'm just throwing that out there. What the hell is going on there, right? It's almost like people realize that it's like, I like Trump, he's cool, and he makes funny memes on the internet, and he doesn't affect me, but I can't have a Republican governor because Republicans are crazy, right? It's like, I don't know, there's a little bit there of, like, kind of, like, self-realization. It's like, damn, man, like, Republicans are kind of crazy, so I'll deal with a Democrat in my state, and then, everyone else can deal with fucking crazy people like Trump, right? Anyway, Governor Cooper decided to weigh in on the shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. and said he has said that he wants to have the body camera footage released as quickly as possible. Now, I want to be very clear that, one, it is a win for the protests to have the governor of our state talk about it. That is a giant win. What is not a giant win is the fact that the governor really didn't do anything. So I'm just throwing that out there. Yes, he has weighed in on the subject. Yes, he needs to be pressured. Yes, people need to call his office. Yes, he needs to exercise his power. And that's all very, very important. But, that's how things start. And so that's where we're going to go. So I've got this article from Wavy, and we're going to read. So, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper weighed in on the controversy surrounding the release of body camera footage after Pasquotank County deputies gunned down 42-year-old Andrew Brown Jr. in Elizabeth City. I like the wording there, gunned down. Like, I'm just saying, for a news site to use the terminology of gunned down is very accurate. Now, a lot of news sites will say, like, police officer involved shooting or, like, that kind of stupid shit, right? But it's not an officer-involved shooting. This motherfucker was shot dead in the streets, right, in front of children in a school zone. Like, there's an elementary school down the street, right? And so we also have corroborating details that the gun, right, that was used to shoot at Andrew Brown, according to a witness, was not a pistol, but some sort of, like, assault rifle of some description. Now, again, that's unverified. That's going from a witness. But what we do know is that a gunshot went through someone else's house, right? And by the grace of God, did not kill the person that was in that house, right? But like stray gunfire went through another random person's house, right? And again, I want to remind everyone, this is a school zone on the same street as an elementary school. So if these dumb cops are missing so hard at their target that they're not even supposed to be shooting at in the first place, that they're having bullets go through other people's houses in one wall and out the other, right, in a school zone, there's a giant fucking problem. So I want to give some more extrapolating details on that one. The governor is calling the events surrounding Brown's death tragic and extremely concerning. As a result, Cooper is asking for more transparency surrounding the shooting. Initial reports of the shooting in Elizabeth City, this is a quote, and the death of Andrew Brown Jr. this week are tragic and extremely concerning. The body camera footage should be made public as quickly as possible, and the SBI, which stands for the State Bureau of Investigations, should investigate thoroughly to ensure accountability, Cooper said in a tweet Friday evening. This is yesterday. And when this was tweeted, we read it out loud on the megaphone, and everyone was like, woo! But me personally, again, is he going to do anything? Like, yes, it's great that the governor is saying this should happen, but it's also great that he's the governor, and the governor has powers to do things, right? So I'm just throwing that out there. And so, just throwing that out there. So he definitely needs to be pressured to do more than just issue a tweet, but this is a good start. 7 deputies are on administrative leave following Wednesday's shooting of Brown Jr. And I want to make it very clear, this is not one lone deputy that went in there. This is a whole squad, a whole team of people. And again, administrative leave when you kill someone, no. Let's say, right, I work at a grocery store. I know I use this one all the time. And I tell my coworkers, hey, I've got this bottle of fucking, let's say it's at a grocery store that has like liquor in it. Like, so I've got this giant bottle of wine, right? You want to just go raid the wine and just go beat the shit out of random old people, right? You just want to go raid, and just, start, oh, there's an old lady on aisle 9. You just want to go beat the shit out of her, maybe kill her. And then everyone's like, hell yeah, let's do it, right? Now, would you be placed on administrative leave? Right? After you took, you raided the wine and then just beat the shit and killed out of an old lady in aisle 9? And then the manager comes by. Oh, sorry, you're going to have to go home and play video games and watch Netflix for a couple days until we clear this up. No, we'd be marched out in motherfucking handcuffs, right? So I just want to throw that out there. Anything less than these people being marched out in handcuffs and held in jail until their day in court, I'm sorry, anything less than that is a crime against humanity. I'm not doing administrative leave. That's paid leave. They get a paid motherfucking vacation for killing and assassinating someone in my neighborhood. No, motherfucker. That's not how we do this here in society. So I'm just throwing that out there. Another 3 deputies have resigned since Wednesday. Wavy's Jason Marks reports. The sheriff, the body cam video could be released. The sheriff said the body cam video could be released in the next couple days. Now again, I guess I'll just read that. The release of the body camera footage requires a court order under North Carolina law. The Elizabeth City Council held an emergency meeting starting at 3:30 p.m. Friday. The city council voted unanimously during the meeting to petition the Pasquotank County Sheriff to release the body camera footage. If the request is denied, the city attorney is directed to go to a superior court to request an order for release. Recordings of scanner traffic compiled by Broadcastify.com from the morning of the shooting include emergency personnel indicating that Brown was shot in the back. An eyewitness has said that the deputies fired shots at Brown as he tried to drive away, and a car authorities removed from the scene appeared to have multiple bullet holes in its back windshield shattered. We are responding. Law enforcement on the scene advises shots fired. Need EMS, says one woman who refers to the address where the warrant was served. Well, actually, the warrant was not served because they never made contact with the person. If you are serving a warrant, you have to let that person know that you're serving a warrant. When they're driving to work or to school or to get something at a store real quick, right, and you just start shooting them up while they're driving, That's not serving a warrant. That's called an assassination. That is an assassination. That is not serving a fucking warrant, right? So I'm just throwing that out there. EMS has got one male, 42 years of age, gunshot to the back. We do have viable pulse at this time, said a male voice. Someone then said that the first responders were performing resuscitation efforts. The sheriff, district attorney, and state medical examiner didn't immediately respond to emails Friday asking for comment on the scanner traffic. The SBI declined to comment. So I want to go on about this, the could be released bullshit. So basically, from my understanding, they've got a 3-day buffer period. And once the 3-day buffer period is lapsed, the sheriff department is, written down as declining the request for the body camera footage. So now, it's possible the way I see it now, again, is it possible the sheriff's department will today release the body cam footage and say sorry about that? Yes. Is that going to happen? No. Now, what will most likely happen is that 11:59, right, on the last day or whatever, the time period is, the last second of the last day, they're either going to say no or they're going to say yes, right? And that is to say they're going to drain the time as much as possible and then make the decision, or they're going to let it lapse and then they're just going to waste as much time as possible. Now, I want to remind everyone, this is a small town. Small town police corruption, especially when it comes to sheriff's departments, is very, 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 very relevant here, right? This is the same playbook that they probably used for decades. Oh, we kill someone, we just kind of wait as long as possible, people get bored, and then no one cares anymore, and then we cover it up later, right? So that's kind of the playbook that they're playing off of, and at this point, in the year 2021, that's no bueno. It's not going to happen anymore. And so I just wanted to throw out that, additional information. Now, again, if the sheriff does come out and try to do something positive, great, right? But so far, he's not done anything positive, and he's dug his heels in, and he's made himself look like a fucking clown. So I just want to be very clear about that, that this is probably going to be lasting quite a long time. And so that's extremely important to understand. And I want to remind everyone that this is all over a drug charge, a warrant for drug charges. Drugs? You assassinated someone in a school zone, right? Some of your shots went through other people's houses, bullets inside of people's houses in a school zone because someone was fucking smoking weed? Or, God forbid, something besides weed? Who gives a fuck? Drug charges do not exist. In a society where all humans are treated equal, there is no such goddamn thing as a drug charge. Everything is a drug. Sugar is a drug. Food is a drug. Fucking oxygen is a drug. If you breathe in carbon dioxide on accident because, you haven't fucking opened the window in a while, that's a drug, motherfucker. If you put something inside of your body and it has an effect on your body, guess what, bro? That's a drug. So the idea that some just are, if you do this kind of drug, assassination in the streets in a school zone, oh, whoops, we almost killed a child, that's okay because you smoked weed, right? But if you do this drug, that's fine. Again, the idea that alcohol is legal, but other shit is illegal, I'm sorry, the whole thing is a fucking mess, right? If you are serving a warrant for drugs, you are, and again, no room for conversation here, a garbage human being. You are not just a bad cop, you're a bad person. You're disgusting. You're evil. You are the incarnation of pure disgust and evil, and I want that to be very clear. There is no such thing as a good cop. Now, can cops do their jobs well? Yes. Can cops be on a personal level interesting and nice people? Yes. But if a cop is enforcing the law and the law is racist or unjust, then that cop is enforcing racism or injustice. Now, I want to be very clear about that, right? Again, a cop can be really cool, playing pool at the bar on their day off, right? That doesn't matter. If they arrest someone for marijuana in any capacity or anything adjacent to that at any point in their lives, the net result is that they're garbage. Their net impact on society is that they're garbage. Now, me personally, all cops are shit. They're garbage. Yes, your brother. Yes, your sister. Yes, your best friend. Yes, your uncle. Yes, your aunt. They're all fucking shit. Yes, your kid. Yeah, I'm being dead serious about this. Unless this cop is like a secret super soldier Antifa infiltrator, and they're like secretly leaking all the police information, and they don't ever like enforce any unjust laws, right? Which I guess it's theoretically possible, but bar that kind of very specific circumstance, if you're a cop, your net impact on society is negative. I'm sorry, that's just how I see it. So I just want to throw that out there. A lot of people have been praising the Elizabeth City Police for their restraint, and I agree. Yes, I've been doing a decent job. They have not been kicking our fucking cans in. They have not been fucking like trying to kill us. But that's called doing their job, right? When you go to the grocery store and you see someone stocking shelves, do you like stand by and then go like, oh yes, stock that shelf. Oh, you're doing a great job. You're such a good worker. Now, hey, if you do, I'm all down with that. Support fucking, working class people, right? But guess what? Chances are you don't do that. So if you're going to do that for cops and you're not going to do that for everyone else, I've got news for you, motherfucker. You've got some bullshit you need to work out. So that's what I have to say about that. But anyway here, Roy Cooper's coming in. I forgot. Yeah, this video is about Roy Cooper. Yeah, Roy Cooper's coming in. He's got to do more, and more needs to be done. And he's the governor. He's not just some random dude on Twitter. He's the governor. So he's got to use his power here, and he's got to do some really important stuff. Because again, the more time that goes by, the more chances for bad things to occur. And I'm just saying, like, the more tired police get, and police are known to riot. Police are known to loot. Police are known to be violent. Police are known to shoot people and kill people without any, discretion whatsoever. So police are crazy. They're unhinged lunatics. And the longer this goes on, the more tired, the more angry that they're going to be. And again, we also live in North Carolina in a town where half of the people voted for Donald Trump. So we got some angry Trumpers, and there's a lot of guns in Elizabeth City, right? So all it takes is one angry Trumper to walk downtown with a gun, and there's a huge fucking problem, right? So I'm just throwing that out there, right? They should clear this up as soon as possible, and they should fix the situation as soon as possible, and the governor should use all of his power that he possibly can to do so, and then some. Because guess what? I've got news for you. People are telling me, it's illegal. It's illegal to release the body camera footage. You know what else is illegal? To shoot in a school zone, to murder someone. That is also illegal. So if you're telling me releasing a video, copying a video, and pasting it on the internet is more illegal than shooting and killing someone in my neighborhood, I've got news for you, motherfucker. I don't give a shit about what you think is legal or illegal. I only care about just and unjust. That's all I give a fuck about. Law is just getting in the way 9 times out of 10. What is this law anyway? That you need to petition for body camera footage? What? What is stupid fucking law? That's almost as dumb as fucking drug laws. What the hell are you people doing? How dumb are you? How dumb do you think we are? You're a fucking moron. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I apologize if my voice is a little raspy today. I've been screaming a lot. So I'm just throwing that out there. I wanted to say thank you for the super chat that I received. I didn't get to because I was in the middle of speaking, so I'm scrolling up. CJ Fernandez. Oh, no, you're just going to describe... You're going to describe your meat eating experience. My fried genocide egg and cheese sandwich, which, I mean, you can make the claim that genocide and torture sandwich and spring rolls came from my favorite locally owned, who I love to support. Locally owned business? Does that excuse my meat eating a little? A little. It excuses it a little. And then also you giving me $5 excuses it a little too. So just throwing that out there. But yes, again, I hope you enjoyed your genocide and torture sandwich. And so just throwing that out there. Your voice doesn't seem... I feel it in my, in my throat. It feels scratchy. So, I don't know how that sounds, but that's what it feels like. The main part of American machismo is doing things like screaming, "These are the rules! These are the rules!" Right? Like jaywalking, done. Jail for life. You're a speed bump. If I see you, I'm going to run you down and kill you. Right? A cop coming into your neighborhood and shooting and killing your neighbor, whatever. Just wait for the investigation, bro. I'm sure everything's fine. Again, these people are serious. These people are crazy motherfuckers, man. Crazy motherfuckers. Crazy motherfuckers. A tissue on your table would help with the clonk. I apologize. I could use the wood next to her. How's that? Is that better? Or is this better? These are the only options. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm making music with my coffee cup here. So sorry. So I want to remind I want to just say, everyone, right now, the mayor of Elizabeth City is giving a public statement. We are not attending that public statement because, well, they haven't really been attending anything that we've been doing. So just throwing that out there. But, you know, there's some people there, and I'll get the verdict on that one later and figure out what's going on. Oh my god, I have some oh my god, look at this, look at this. Look, we got a live one, folks. We got a live one. Check this out, check this out, check this out. We got a live one. We got a live one. Look at this guy. Look at Frank. It's Frank here. Look at Frank. Look at this guy. We got a live one, folks. He's right here. He's on the hook. He's ready. Look, we got Frank. Oh, retweeting Jim Jordan. He just sends me a message to a fucking several-day-old tweet. Please don't loot. What the fuck is wrong with these people who live in a fantasy world? Lord have mercy. This is one of the coolest things about covering protests is you get like a bunch of boomers that like are just like, they hate you for no reason. Like they don't even know who you are. Right? I've gotten so many boomers that are like, you're evil. You're evil for doing what you're doing. I can't believe. Right? You know, it's like, what? What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, please don't loot. Fucking Frank, dude. Fucking Frank. The only Frank I like is Frank's Red. Let me just say. Whew. I'm just like scrolling through Facebook and just looking at like cringe. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I'm like honest, like Facebook to me right now is like, it's like when you discover a new kind of like MMO or something and you just like get really into it for like a couple weeks or whatever. That's what Facebook is for me right now. Like I've just discovered it. It's so cool. It's so interesting. And there's so many angry boomers for no reason. Are you planning to close the Aaron house again? Absolutely. So I need to know so I can plan and go. Yes, absolutely we are. Minimum of 48 hours notice. Oh my god, 48 hours. Maybe they should have given Andrew Brown 48 hours notice that they were going to assassinate him. That's what maybe they should have given notice for. Maybe call the motherfucker on the phone. Hey, we're going to come and arrest you or something. Like, if that's what they want to do, call the motherfucker on the phone. Like, but nope. Facebook to me is like Twitter for you. Yeah, Twitter for me is just like, I'm on Twitter all the time. I'm a Twitter fucking Twitterer, you know? I twit and I err. Fucking Frank, dude. I gotta eat food, man. I gotta fucking eat food. So I'm gonna, you know, eat food as soon as the show is over. But I got a couple more things to talk about. Does anyone have any questions, by the way? Like, I'm just like, you know, this is, you know, the first time that I have done live protest coverage from the, you know, and also while doing a live show every day. So I'm just curious if anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns or anything that they would like to know about protesting. Just read on Twitter, the mayor opened the presser with a joke. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'll definitely be getting the scoop on that one for sure. How's the Quest Bar sponsorship going? It is not going, actually. There's been no progress. All my questions have been contended. Oh, shit. Damn. My name on Facebook is Andrea Rovenski, which is also my name in general. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting?
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
My pillow guy is going to end up my governor because everyone hates WOWs at this point, and the Dems are probably too dumb not to run. Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. Can I take pictures of you and Max? Sorry, it's irrelevant. Like right now? Yeah, feel free. I mean, right there. You got a bunch of VODs to go through. Were I ever fearful during protests? Absolutely not. You just sent a pic of the guy that wrote the, oh no. Oh no. Boomer. Boomer. Like, I just want to share this on stream. This is the guy who demanded. I'm just going to read the comments again. Are you planning on closing Ehrenhaus Street again? I need to know so I can plan how to get to and from work. Minimum of 48 hours notice would be helpful. Some of us work for a living. An answer to my question would be awesome. Boomer! Like, what a fucking freak, dude. I'm like, seriously, these motherfuckers are crazy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh my god. New socialist platform, Our Pillow. There you go. Cute Polish name. Thank you, thank you. My Governor TM. A bunch of WADs to go through. Go through Memento Mori. Play Strain. Play Requiem. Those are the classics. Lord have motherfucking mercy. Alright, I've got a couple more things I can talk about here. I'm too cucked by my boss to care about the man that was murdered by police. Yeah, I'm too cucked by my boss. Man. Oh, I don't have to deal with them. I'm not dealing with them at all. It's just entertainment to me. Oh yeah, feel free, Victoria. You can do whatever you want. Feel free to walk up to me. You know, just, you know, let me know. I'm a little shy sometimes, but, you know, just say hello. Like, I don't know. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, feel free. If anyone from Elizabeth City is watching this live stream, feel free to reach out to me on any platform via direct message or email. And feel free to reach out to me if you see me at a protest. Absolutely. Alright. Anti-SJWs probably think the traditionalists are radical feminists. Thank you for that word of wisdom. Right, okay, you messaged me on Twitter yesterday? Alright. Yeah, I mean, no worries. You know, for me, you know, I love, you know, I have a complicated relationship with social anxiety that is no longer that much of a problem for me. But I definitely understand where you're coming from. And I promise I will not bite. You know, I will not bite. You know, maybe I'll bark. Like, I could bark. It's totally possible. I might bark, but I probably won't bite. So, she's a lot less goofy IRL. That is, you know, that is possibly true. That is possibly true. I am pretty goofy all the time, but I may be slightly less goofy. I don't know. A lot less goofy. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know. That's a little. I'm not sure about that. That's actually something I would be contentious with, because I have made a lot of progress in being goofy in person with you know, certain substances that I've been using that have changed the way that my brain functions. So I'm just throwing that out there. It's a retweet. I would definitely approach you if I saw you. Well, thank you for that, choking on it. I would definitely approach you. Like, the way, like, depending on who says that, like, if it was, like, the fucking I love Chick-fil-A guy who sent that to me, I'd be like, whoa. Like, imagine this motherfucker being like, I would definitely approach you if I saw you, right? Like, so, just throwing that out, that's, like, a weird way to say things. But thank you, I appreciate it nonetheless. How would we get Andrea out of the computer and into the real world? I mean, again, I just want to say, like, you know, depending on how well we know each other, right? Like, I'm not necessarily about giving strangers, like, you know, this kind of, you know, treatment. But if anyone has the time, the money, or the wherewithal to travel to Elizabeth City, and you need a place to stay or want to, like, you know, join the protests or anything like that, because I know a lot of people that follow me are from North Carolina and other spots, or from, like, Virginia and other spot and that kind of stuff. So if anyone wants to try to organize coming down, considering it's the weekend, feel free to reach out to me, and we can try to set something up. I can't make promises, right? But we can try our best to set something up. So I'm just throwing that out there. There have been a lot of people coming from out of town, so... and it looks like the protests will not be dying down anytime soon. In fact, they've been growing in size, in scale, since day one. So I'm just throwing that out there. Yes. Anyway, I should probably cover some more news. So this is something that is extremely important that I wanted to talk about. And so when Andrew Brown's family requested body camera footage, the sheriff, like, you know, basically the sheriff said that they could only release it to the family. And so the family went down there and said, hey, where's the body camera footage? And then, you know, Tommy Wooten and his posse, his gang, if you will, were like, what? Family? Footage? Bro, what are you talking about? So they basically just declined to show them the footage. And I wanted to read this article from CNN. And if this article is not good, I will fill in any extrapolating details. The family of Andrew Brown Jr. said they met with the sheriff of Elizabeth City, North Carolina on Friday, but were not shown the body camera footage of his death that many in the community have demanded. Brown, who was black, was shot and killed Wednesday morning by Elizabeth City deputies. Now, I want to be, you know, it's Pasquotank County, technically, but in Elizabeth City, when they attempted to serve him with an arrest warrant, the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Office said. The shooting occurred as protests are held across the nation over the deaths of black people at the hands of law enforcement officers. Protesters have gathered in Elizabeth City as well, asking for the body camera footage and answers to what happened in Brown's death. Now, I want to remind everyone again that this shooting happened in a school zone. I want to remind everyone again that bullets entered people's houses that were not Andrew's car. I want to remind everyone again that they had a whole squad, a whole militia, like, you know, again, 7 deputies are on administrative leave. They got a paid vacation for assassinating someone down my street. This happened 5 minutes from my house. 7 deputies got paid vacation for assassinating someone that lives in my neighborhood. And I want that to be very clear that I consider that unacceptable. And then again, they say, oh, but the family can come by and get the footage. And then, oops, sorry, did we say that the family could get the footage? What we meant by that is we don't care. Officials have said that the law prevents them from publicly releasing the footage without a court order. You know what else the law prevents you from doing? Shooting in a school zone. You know what else the law prevents you from doing? Killing people. You know what else the law prevents you from doing? Shooting at someone's house. That's also things that the law prevents you from doing. But again, if you want to say the law all of a sudden is the most important thing in the world when it comes to copying and pasting a video file, all of a sudden, right? The law. Oh, the rules, right? When it comes to rolling up into my neighborhood and gunning fucking people down in the street in front of children in front of a school zone, right? All of a sudden, the law, who cares? The law, the schmall, right? So go fuck yourself with that law and order bullshit. But when Brown's family met with Sheriff Tommy Wooten, they thought the footage would be shown to them, the family told CNN's Diane Gallagher. Wooten told them that he would not show them the video until the investigation is completed. That means we still haven't figured out how we're going to spin this, and the video is really fucking bad, so we can't show it to you yet. Wooten told CNN on Friday that the district attorney will not release the video so that it doesn't hinder the investigation. If releasing the video publicly hinders the investigation, I've got news for you. They're not investigating the details. They're investigating a way to create a lie. They're trying to edit the video. I wouldn't be surprised if they just mysteriously disappeared the video. I would not not be shocked in any capacity if the video just got deleted somehow. So I'm just throwing that out there. This is a huge motherfucking problem. And so we're going to be out there in the streets every single night until this shit is solved. So I'm just throwing that out there. What they were told, Brown's aunt Betty Banks said, was that the authorities did not find any drugs or weapons in Brown's car or in his house. So again, they were serving an arrest warrant for drug charges, which, by the way, what? That's like an arrest warrant for eating a donut. Like, think about this. Imagine getting arrested for drinking coffee. What? Imagine, like, 7 cops, like, shooting at your house in front of your children because you had a cup of coffee in front of them. What? The fuck are you on, bro? Like, if what are these drug laws? Because clearly you are on something. Like, if you're talking about law and order, you're talking about drug laws, and you are on fucking something. You are violating those laws because you are not a clear, rational adult. You are not like a fucking person with thinking skills. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous. But again, lo and behold, no drugs, no guns. And even if the guy had drugs and guns, who cares? North Carolina is a state that lets you have guns, right? There is a Second Amendment, right? And drugs are cool. Drugs are for cool people, right? Seriously, the idea that you can get fucking jail time for smoking weed when it's legal in half the goddamn country in the state, shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Go to goddamn hell. But these motherfuckers are getting paid vacation for this. They assassinated someone down the motherfucking street from this show. This show is happening down the motherfucking street from where police assassinated this person over drugs. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Anyway, Wooten confirmed to CNN that he spoke to the family, but would not divulge the contents of the conversation. Isn't it interesting that Wooten loves talking to the press? He loves talking to CNN. He loves talking to Wavy. He loves talking to Facebook, but he won't talk to the protesters. He won't talk to the citizens of the city that he's supposed to represent, the citizens that elected him to the position that he holds right now. Now, I want to remind everyone that Sheriff Tommy Wooten, last year, when we had a demonstration over the killing of George Floyd last year, Sheriff Tommy Wooten came to that. He got on a big soapbox and said, this will never happen in Elizabeth City. We love you. We are close to you. The cops and the community go hand in hand. We're great. We're good friends. We all know each other, right? He was down to go to the protest or the demonstration. I wouldn't even consider it was just a demonstration, right? He was all up in that shit for the PR. He was all up in that shit so he can get some videos to post on Facebook and Twitter. Now, all of a sudden, that yes, it did happen in Elizabeth City. He's afraid to leave the house. He's afraid to go leave his office, right? All of a sudden, his legs don't work anymore. He can't move. He can only speak to a camera. Isn't that interesting? It's almost like this motherfucker doesn't actually think what they're saying. It's almost like this motherfucker only says what's convenient and doesn't give a fuck about anyone involved. He's giving people paid vacation. They're getting paid vacation for assassinating one of my neighbors. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. 7 deputies have been placed on administrative leave, 2 have resigned, and 1 has retired in the aftermath of the shooting. Not all deputies who have been placed on administrative leave discharged their firearms or were all part of the warrant operation. If you were there, you are complicit. The judge that signed the order is complicit. The sheriff is complicit. Anyone who hired these deputies is complicit. The people who gave them the guns are complicit. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit, right? So again, law and order for me, but not for thee. I can go into your neighborhood and kill your family members. That's fine, but all of a sudden, when you demand to see the video footage, bro, law and order. Don't you know about law and order? Yeah, sure, we just assassinated your neighbor. We just assassinated your brother or your father. But have you heard about this thing called law and order? We can't give you that video file. We can't copy and paste a video file on a computer. Can't do it. Law and order, bro. It's ridiculous. These people are fucking criminals. Anything less than them being marched out in handcuffs is a crime against humanity. Yeah, I keep forgetting I'm out of coffee, man. Fuck. That's enough Facebook for 1 month. Blooming brain damage. Damn. Ooh. And I'm like stretching my bones and it's like, damn, bro. How's everyone doing, y'all? Give me the vibe check. Give me a vibe ass motherfucking check. What if I were to add you to a Facebook group called Lincoln Project Support? I am down to be added to Facebook groups until I get banned from them. That is like, I am totally, like what I'm just doing on Facebook is I'm speaking my mind. And when I say that, I am being 1000%, I'm just speaking my mind. And so I'm down to get banned from Lincoln Project Facebook groups. I used to be paralyzed by social anxiety. Things are a lot better now, but it still makes it difficult to form relationships. I understand that, CJ. I completely empathize with that situation. And so, I mean, it's you just got to keep working on it, and it does get better. For me, it does. I don't know. But yes, I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm inviting stalkers. I mean, there's a fielding process. Like, again, I'm not going to invite, like, someone who's, like, creepy to my house, right? But if, like, someone who's been watching my stream and is only posting nice comments for the last, like, fucking 8 months, if they want to, like, if they live 2 hours away and want to sleep on my couch, and go to a couple protests, I have no problem with that. So I'm just throwing that out there. Again, it's a retweet. It's the opinion of somebody. Doing fine. Keep up the energy. I love energy. I'm steeped in energy. If you cover anything else on days when you cover this, you could end the stream and restart so you have these protest type blogs separate. Yeah, I might just do like an extra show at some point. Like just like an extra show. Like, like this would be 1187. I'll do 1188 or, like that kind of a situation. Not today, but maybe tomorrow, maybe the next, I don't know. I also will say I'm probably not going to do a Sunday Run Day tomorrow. Just saying that's not going to happen. So, unless maybe I'll do a Sunday Run Day live from the protest. I have a PSP. I can play games on the road. I can play games on the road. I'll consider such a prospect. No promises, but I will consider such a prospect. Do we have a Facebook group for Andrea fans? No. I don't know if I'll make one. I don't know. Like, I'd rather just use Discord for that kind of stuff. Yes, Peter, I am aware. I will get the details of that later today. But I am not interested in watching it live. I've got one more thing I want to cover today. So, just throwing that out there. Once again, it's a retweet. It's the opinion of somebody. It's not me. Silent Hill Origins PSP time. I don't know about that. I don't know if I can beat that in one go. I was thinking put Mega Man X6 on the PSP and play that instead. Hey, Mark Fiat. What's up, yo? How's it going? I'm going to check Facebook again, see if any boomers are booming. Boomers are booming. Nope, Bodan, hit me up. Bodan! Bodan! I do have a Game Boy. Origins was not bad. Absolutely, I love Origins. It's just I haven't done a speed run of it in like 3 years. So I'm not going to be able to beat it in record time. Needless to say. Man, I am so fucking goddamn hungry. Holy fucking shit. Alright, let's get through this last little bit here. So, I did not know this, but apparently there are protests in the name of Andrew Brown taking place in Raleigh, North Carolina as well, to put pressure on the state capitol. And so I just want to say I fully support the protesters in Raleigh. I am here in Elizabeth City where the shooting took place. I live 5 minutes away from where the police squadron decided to assassinate someone in my neighborhood. And so the idea that, you know, my small little town is getting such attention is a little interesting to me, and I'm glad that people in Raleigh are taking this seriously, and I'm glad that they're putting pressure on the state government to use their power and to exercise their power, including but not limited to the governor, right, to make progress on releasing the body camera footage and, again, holding these people accountable. Anything less than all of these motherfucking hit squad assassination fucking members, right? Anything less than them being marched out in handcuffs is a crime against humanity. Right now, they're getting a paid vacation. They're sitting at home watching Netflix. They're probably watching a couple movies that they, you know, on their watch list, right? And they're chilling. They're playing some video games. They're probably smoking weed themselves and having a good time, right? So you need to understand these motherfuckers need to be marched out in handcuffs and they need to be held accountable. Law and order for me, but not for thee is the kind of police department slogan. So let me read this. This is from Wavy. And again, I am not in Raleigh. I'm in Elizabeth City, so I don't know all the details here for the Raleigh protest. But apparently it got interesting. So let's read. About 100 protesters marched through downtown Raleigh Friday evening after a North Carolina man was fatally shot by law enforcement officers earlier in the week. The protesters met around 7 p.m. at the state capitol and then began marching, protesting the death of Andrew Brown Jr. in Elizabeth City Wednesday. There was a large police presence at the state capitol as the protesters continued their march. Police on megaphones repeatedly told members of the march to stay out of the streets. Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. The protesters are in the streets. Oh no. How am I gonna get, how am I gonna get on that street? Why do you it's just the idea that that's what they complain about is just so stupid. The protesters said they were also marching against the Columbus, Ohio police shooting of 15-year-old Micaiah Bryant on Tuesday. I believe she was 16, wasn't I? That's what I was told. But anyway, the protest groups stopped briefly at the Morgan Street Food Hall, where people were eating outside on a patio Friday night. Protesters then went to Glenwood Avenue and the popular Glenwood South area of restaurants and bars. Raleigh police later declared an unlawful assembly after saying protesters were impeding the flow of traffic and tossing trash cans into the streets. Hell yes, buddy. I'm down with that. I'm just clicking on this. I'm down with throwing trash cans in the streets. That's pretty interesting. Look at these fucking thugs. Look at these thugs marching through the streets trying to pick up trash cans. Look at these fucking thugs. These jackbooted, fucking armed, military, fucking stormtrooper-looking thugs. These gangsters walking through our streets trying to move our trash cans. Can you believe that fucking shit? Disgusting. Anyway, so this is just corroborating details on what I've already told you. But it sounds like things got interesting in Elizabeth City, or in Raleigh. And, if anyone has more news from Raleigh, if there are protest organizers in Raleigh that seem to, come across this video or anything like that, feel free to reach out. Feel free to let me know some information. Feel free to exchange information. That's fine. Feel free, that's just something I wanted to throw out there. Apparently this raw video is just a still image. Okay. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. And, super, super glad to see that people are taking this very seriously all across the state and hopefully soon all across the country. And so yeah, there you go. Shout outs to Raleigh. How will I get to Wendy's? Oh no! Oh, I need my triple Baconator Extreme Double Deluxe with extra fries coated in sugar, dipped in barbecue sauce. Oh, with my 89 and 12.17 pound Coca-Cola. Oh, how dare you block my ability for freedom in America. Oh, man. Boomers, I swear to God, what the fuck are you doing? Seriously? If you are more upset that you can't go to McDonald's than the fact that someone is dead in our neighborhood, Jesus goddamn motherfucking Christ. Right? Ugh. I actually do need all of that stuff. I don't. I wouldn't want to raise a kid in the United States of fucking America. Fortunately, I can't have children, so it's not an option for me. Heyo. I laughed so hard I fell off the bed. Max does that sometimes. But I am sorry about that, Bob. I did not mean to inflict physical pain upon you. Whoa. Whoa. Oh man, I got hiccups. I got motherfucking hiccups. It's over. I got motherfucking hiccups. I'm done. I'm done. Does anyone know how you can look for shit on Facebook in chronological order? Like, how do you get chronological order? Is that possible in the search part of Facebook? Like, I see date posted, right? But I don't see a way to make it chronological. I have no idea how this stupid fuck website works. Like, I'm seeing April 22nd, 1 hour ago. April 22nd, 2 hours ago. Like, April 23rd, April 21st, 30 minutes ago. Like, what? What? What kind of dumb fuck website is this? Imagine using this website. Like, imagine this is a website that you use. Lord have motherfucking mercy. Lord have motherfucking mercy. Anyway. There's no way to make it chronological. Are you serious, man? What the fuck? Anyway, thank you all for watching today's show. I wanted to say that I really do appreciate everyone for tuning in. I appreciate everyone for sharing my stuff on Twitter and all that, like my posts, my videos and all that. I've been getting a lot of shares. I've been getting a lot of followers. I've got some news agencies that are reaching out, and so that's interesting. And, you know, if anyone lives in or around Elizabeth City and they want to meet at a protest, I am more than willing, to do so. I cannot guarantee that I will be as entertaining as I am in person, or rather as I am on here in person. But I will try my best to be entertaining. But, you know, I don't need to be entertaining at all times. I don't need to be on at all times. Sometimes you flip the switch off, you know, you just blend in with the crowd, become another person. Right? But if you want me to be entertaining, feel free. You know, like, here's the deal. If you want me to be entertaining for you in person, you have to give me money. Like, I'll be entertaining, but you got to pay me. So, right, otherwise, but I'm down to say hello. And I'm down to, you know, to roam together. If you want to roam together, I am down to roam together. And so, yeah, so, and if you're in Elizabeth City and you want to know more details about where protesters are going to meet, feel free to reach out to me. To my understanding, I believe the current like meeting location, the main meeting location will be 5 o'clock at the public safety building. And there's some other demonstrations that are going to be happening before that as well. But again, I have to do laundry because I'm out of clean clothes, and all that stuff. So I don't know if I will be attending the earlier demonstrations. But if I do, I will let you know via Twitter. And, you know, and again, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can feel free to do so, at the following link. And, yeah, so that's basically what I got. That's it. So, again, thank you all for watching. Y'all have a great day. Y'all have a wonderful day. And I love every single one of you that watches my stream. And I hope to see you again very, very soon. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I'm done. I'm out. I can't go anymore. I'm done.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing. We hold.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
And then they have cans of soup. Soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Is actually a small piece of the universe, right? As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room. They're coming all over the place.
They felt pretty comfortable after day 2.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Bad deal should have never been thought of. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it.
Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother.
Get your words straight, Jack.
It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear word. A kid coming from a very...
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. And he's like this, and we will, I need water, help me, I need water, help. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened.